Hello, everybody. Jim McLean here. Appreciate you taking the time to listen in today. I've broken up the kind of the hour into kind of 3 chunks. So first, I'm going to just walk through a brief PowerPoint to kind of set the scene and talk a little bit about our products. Then I'll spend some time talking about how our integration works and show transactions flowing back and forth between the web and ACPAC. And then I'll leave a bit of time later on for some questions. So a little bit about us. Our company was formed about 8 or 9 years ago. The initial work that we did was to build web-based order and stock management systems for large multinationals tying into third-party warehouse logistics systems. So we have clients like Coca-Cola, Pfizer, Mobil, Shell, Foster's Beer, Nestle's as clients, primarily in international markets, so Japan, Australia, New Zealand. About 5 or 6 years ago, one of the largest apparel distribution companies in Australia approached us about doing something similar with ACPAC, or Sage ERP 300 now. And that led to the development of our first e-commerce product for ACPAC, which we call Oxygen. And I'll talk a bit about it later on. So we're currently active in all Sage ERP 300 markets, and in North America we focus only currently on customers that use Sage ERP 300, although we are in the process of building an X3 web store as well. We have about 150 clients around the world today, some well-known, some not. So we have companies like NEC, Sandler Training, Canadian Cancer Society using our software. And our 2 primary offices are in Vancouver, where I am, and Auckland, although we also have offices in Hong Kong and South Africa as well. So a little bit of background, and Imran and I were just also chatting about this, but at least 75%, if not more, purchase decisions start with someone keying a search string into Google or Bing or one of the popular search engines. It's probably higher when it comes to business-to-business decision-making. And what we see is more and more those searches are ending up in a purchase, not always on the initial site that someone may have landed upon, because many, many sites out there don't currently provide shopping or ability to buy online, or they may be difficult to use. Also what we see is a kind of rapid growth in what we would refer to as standalone e-commerce solutions, ones that are not designed from the ground up to talk to an accounting system like Sage ERP 300. So probably the most popular one today is Magento. In fact, one of the partners we have in XM just sold another e-commerce company, and their largest referral partner was Magento. So rapid growth, but other products are Volusion, PrestaShop, ZenCart, OS Commerce. There's hundreds, if not thousands. The big challenge is those systems are not designed to talk to Sage ERP 300. So the challenge for companies putting those in is, at the end of the day, they won't really work efficiently. And the reason we see this is integration is often an afterthought or not really well understood. So businesses end up managing data in multiple places. So in the back office ERP system and in the website, and that can be items, prices, customers, taxes, orders, shipments, a lot of information, a lot of data that they've already set up and managed within their back office today. And the result is inconsistencies between the back office and the web, wrong products, wrong price, we don't sell this product anymore because it's last year's model, can't handle all the price logic of ACPAC, so contract pricing, different price lists, the ABCDE pricing, et cetera, et cetera. And this approach also results in a lot of rekeying of order information. It's surprising how often I hear that people spend all this money to put in a website and still end up rekeying every single order that they get from their customers. So it really just adds cost as opposed to providing a benefit to their clients as well as streamlining their order process. We also see kind of a limited focus from many, many businesses on search engine optimization and internet marketing. And the two being search, I want potential buyers to find me on the web, and internet marketing is more oriented towards those that have found me. How am I going to make sure that I'm going to convert them into a buyer? I'll show you a little later on some interesting things we've done with our software and some partners along those lines. But at the end of the day, an ad hoc approach is pretty common across kind of the mid-market where businesses that run Sage ERP 300 kind of fit. There are some companies that do a really good job of it, but I would say the majority don't that we come across. So our strategy, our approach, is provide users of our solution true real-time, two-way integration to the back office from their web store or their website with an integrated web store within it. And this is very deep integration. So we take full advantage of the ACPAC API. We support all price logic, tax logic, currency logic. We can handle display of invoices, shipments, orders, quotes, really virtually anything that would be required in a website and talking to Sage ERP 300 we can handle, including things like the ability to create a quote from the website with discounts, put it into ACPAC, have it change in ACPAC, but then continue editing it at the website and flip that quote to an order, all in real time. We run the sites on behalf of our customers. We have a very advanced cluster within the Amazon cloud. Every site is mirrored and load balanced. There's two separate web servers sitting at the front end running the sites. We have separate content servers for things like images and extended product information that are separate from the web servers. And we have a separate database system as well. And it's all been designed to optimize the page load times when someone's browsing to one of our customer sites. And the redundancy of the two nodes facilitates better uptime because if one node hiccups, the other one just keeps going. We're also able, with our approach, we're able to implement a site rapidly. The actual process to synchronize the site to ACPAC takes a matter of hours, in many cases less than an hour. And then we can focus our time and energy working with the client for them to populate the site with their products and images and content pages and things like that. And they don't have to worry about the integration because it's already in place very quickly. Kind of supporting our SaaS approach is continual product improvement. So at least once a month, if not a couple times a month, we're bringing out new releases for our software. And this might be a brand new feature, it might be improvement to features, but it's a desire on our behalf to provide as much functionality as possible to our clients based on the feedback they provide us. And for the most part, any new feature we provide is available for any one of our customers to take advantage of. There are a few exceptions where we charge extra for because not all customers might want it. And that is things like multi-language support is a feature we provide, but it's an extra cost for those clients that want it. And we also include the ability for clients to pick and choose virtually any look and feel or theme that they might want for their site. And we've got our system designed so that depending on the requirements, there can be fairly minimal costs related to site design. So I'll give you just a very quick overview of the three main products that we sell. So XM Oxygen is our first web store, and this one is very fast to set up. It only has a single layout, and I'll show you an example in a moment, where colors can be changed, backgrounds can be changed, but the layout of the pages is pretty well fixed. But the advantage of that is it's very, very quick to get a site up and going. In fact, we have a client in Toronto that has about 10,000 products in their web store, and we had them up and running in 2 weeks with the XM Oxygen product, full business-to-business set up with on-account ordering, credit card ordering, everything in a couple of weeks. So here's an example of what an XM Oxygen site can look like. This is one of our clients from the United States. It sells greeting cards. So the basic layout is product navigation on the left, content and transactional information on the right, and then the middle of the page is where I'd find homepage content like this or category content, items and things like that. So the other web store we sell is XM Symphony. It uses the same integration technology that XM Oxygen does, but it has some key differences. Number one, it supports literally thousands of different themes and layouts. So we have many that are built into the product, and I'll show you a screen when we get into the software to illustrate the examples that we have today. We've also designed it so that if someone has a Magento site or a Volusion site, or if they like a theme design for one of those products, we've built hooks into our software and supporting content management to basically make our software look like a Magento site and work like a Magento site, but with the benefit of proper two-way integration to Sage ERP 300. And then on top of that, if someone has a custom theme, we support those as well. So that's when a design firm would provide us generally multi-layered Photoshop files, and from there the CSS and HTML gets built out for that particular client. We have many different site navigation options, so multi-tiered online product catalogs, advanced search capabilities, so beyond just item number and item description, but we can drill down into searching against the search engine metadata, searching against the additional product information that has been added to the website. And we've also, this is one of the new features we've added last year, was the ability to set up filters. And I'll show you an example in the demo site we'll use, but it's basically the idea of filter by color, filter by brand, filter by price, filter by fabric, whatever kind of filter criteria would help someone navigate and narrow down the items that they're interested in purchasing. Also last year we included a mobile extension. So we can set up mobile categories so that the interface is optimized for things like iPhones and Android phones and tablets and iPads and things like that. Although it's interesting, most of our clients are gravitating to using tablets, not smartphones, for their sales teams, and preferring actually a full site versus the kind of your iPhone style or Android phone style mobile site. Just interesting observation. There's a built-in content management system in our solution. It's a system that we built ourselves and built and designed in a manner that we think is appropriate for this particular market. So very, very feature-rich. I can use either HTML or access to a WYSIWYG editor if I don't know HTML. And it allows me to create content pages and advertising, banners, custom footer content, custom registration pages, numerous capabilities for someone to manage content on their site. XM Symphony is also very strong when it comes to search engine optimization and internet marketing. So the things that you would expect, Google Analytics integration, the ability to add metadata, meta descriptions, page titles, etc., properly structured URLs in the site, and integration to services like Sage CRM and other services like Steelhouse. And I'll talk about Steelhouse a little later on. It's a very advanced kind of retargeting platform provided by a business out of California that some of our clients are using. So here's an example of a XM Symphony site. So this is actually Fashion Biz. This was the client that got us into building e-commerce solutions for ACPAC in the first place. They currently process approximately 2,000 transactions a day through their website, so millions of dollars per month. We've now also deployed 2 other sites, one here in Canada for them, and there's one in New Zealand and one in Australia at this time. And this is an example of one of the grid options we have, where I can, in this case, select this particular color of shirt and then select the quantity for various sizes and add everything to the cart at the same time. So the third product that we provide is XM Payments. It's a full-function payments application that runs inside Sage ERP 300. We only currently sell this to clients that use our web store. We don't sell it independent, although it would work completely separate from the web store. And it handles all of the credit card transactions that you would expect to be required. So auto creation of the receipt entries and receipt batches, either from transactions initiated at the web or within ACPAC order entry. So pre-authorization, payments, capture, refunds. So full automation of the ability to accept credit card payments. In addition, for clients of ours that use PayPal Express Checkout, we also use the same application to create PayPal receipt entries, and we can push a refund back to a PayPal account from XM Payments, which is really handy for our clients that are kind of more focused on business to consumer, where the PayPal Express Checkout service is pretty popular. But again, the advantage of this application is it just automates many of the steps associated with accepting payments. Here's just a screenshot of the application, and I have a couple of web orders where I've done pre-authorizations, and I can either do a capture one at a time or batch capture payments or orders that would have come in from the web, or if they or orders initiated from ACPAC order entry. So I'll just switch out of this for a moment and start with looking at the ACPAC desktop. Shrink this down. So I have ACPAC 6.1, Sage ERP 300, 6.1 running in actually a server within the Amazon cloud as well. So we just provisioned a different server. The the way the integration works between any implementation of Sage ERP 300 and our web stores is through this application here, the SSH control panel. What happens is if this gets installed usually by either the Sage reseller, so in this case BAS, or the customer, or in some cases our team. It's a simple .NET application. It takes about 20 minutes to set up. And it's basically what's the company database that we're dealing with, what's the IP address of the server that Sage ERP 300 resides on, that type of thing. Then port forwarding is set up in the firewall that protects the internal network from the outside world. And then we can go ahead and create a website that will connect to this application, and then we'll push data from order entry, inventory control, accounts receivable, and, if required, purchase order module. And I'll show you in a minute the number of tables that we replicate. And then every 60 seconds, this application scans the ACPAC database looking for changes. So price change, inventory change, new customer, customer put on hold, customer paid an invoice, product was shipped, quote was made, quote was turned to an order, price of this product put on a contract price for this customer. It's just continually looking for changes like that, and behind the scenes, automatically, it will fire those changes to the website. And because we do that so frequently, we've never had a customer had to change their internal setup for their Sage ERP 300 system, because the load on the system is so light because we replicate so frequently. And it's just a delta change, so small amounts of data typically. Once this website is set up, the same application is used to then write the orders into order entry, and they go in through the views so that we protect the data integrity of the underlying database. So we'll come back in a moment to this environment once we run some transactions off of the website. So this is one of our demonstration websites that's running in our infrastructure in Amazon. And this is an example of a template that was originally designed, I believe, either for Magento or PrestaShop, one of those two shopping cart systems. And you can actually go to templatemonster.com and find this template. And it will look almost 100% the same, other than we add a few bits and pieces that are specific to integration to Sage ERP 300. So I'm going to log in to the site here. And so this could be logging in either as a site administrator, which I have rights to, but I can also show you how a sales representative can use this site to look up information about their client, place an order for a client, that type of thing. So logged in, and you'll probably recognize Ron Black as famous test customer for ACPAC. Sales reps, or those maybe internal call center folks, can be provided the ability to switch to a different customer. So if I click here and search on, say, Acme, I can change to now looking at the Acme account. I won't bother. I'll stay with Ron Black. Some of the information that clients can have access to based on their login permissions. So things like save shopping carts. So I've got a couple of items in a save shopping cart. I just call it sample. You can have as many as you want, each with its own unique name. Quotes. So these are 4 ACPAC quotes that we have in ACPAC. We can either use the ACPAC quote reference number, or we can set a unique web reference number for documents, which is what I've done here. I can also see orders, And this is all orders from the Sage ERP300 system. It's not just orders from the web. We can see the status, so shipped, paid, invoice, partially shipped. Processing means hasn't been picked yet. And I can drill into line item detail on the order. I can do a reorder. I can see the shipment number. I can see the invoice document number or invoices if there's multiple invoices that have been created. I can also have access to transaction information. So how much money is outstanding. I can drill into line item detail of an invoice. I can flip over and pay an invoice online with a credit card. And for our U.S. customers, we're adding ACH or bank transfer payments as an option. If I were to write or run a payment here, we go in and we'll create a receipt entry for this payment in ACPAC in real time. And if I pay multiple invoices, I break out the payments associated with each individual invoice. So access to information is permission-based at a user level. So some of our clients don't wish to show all this information to all their users, so they can simply hide it away. So I just browsed to the product catalog, so in this case, office accessories. And you'll notice here on the right-hand side in this layout, I have the option to have items to compare. And here we can see an example of filters. So I have a manufacturer filter and a color filter. And our software will support up to 20 different filters at every single category level, which is a bit extreme because 20 would make a page really long, and most of our clients don't have that requirement, but they're there if someone wants them. And so you basically set the various filter values up against the items. And if I click on, say, gray, I will only see the item that has a filter value of gray within this product category, which happens to be this particular lamp. And I can simply just clear them off. And filters is becoming a very popular way to set up websites, especially ones with many products. So we have a few clients that have 50 to 100,000 items in their web stores. And setting up 4 or 5 level deep product catalogs in a website becomes very difficult to work with, both from an administration standpoint, but more importantly from someone shopping on the site from a usability perspective. You'll notice here we've got product on sale. This is all driven by ACPAC. If I click into the details, so we've added with our content management system an image. By default, our software supports up to 12 unique images per item. So that could be front, back, side, different perspectives. Here we can see in stock, quantity 367. This is, again, permission-based. I do have a button to actually get into the details. And you'll notice here, because I have kind of sales rep permissions, I can see quantity on hand as well as quantity on sales order. And we have many of our clients that are in the clothing business use this capability, as well as looking at back orders in the system to figure out in the future how much might be available for sale for a new client, because they're not getting a shipment for 6 months, but they have a client that says, okay, I want to place an order today. Can you deliver 1,000 shirts of this style in 6 months? So we can look at what's on hand now, what's on sales order, what's on purchase order, and basically give a date of when and if that order could be fulfilled. Pretty popular with our apparel clients. We also have the ability to add related items. So in this case, a few other chairs, and also the people who bought this also bought, the Amazon.com feature, which if you're looking at one book, there might be some other books you might be interested in. So I'll go in, add an item to the cart here, and we'll just run an order into AppPack. Now again, because I have permissions as a site admin or a salesperson, I can do things like price discount, change the quantity, create a quote, save a cart for later use. Because I've logged in against the Ron Black account, I can either just use bill to and ship to as the same, or I can change or select a shipping address or create a brand new shipping address. And we can write these new shipping addresses into AppPack in real time. And again, permission driven whether I can do that. So order confirmation. We do have a couple of options for shipping. So we have our own rating engine inside the software to do things like simulate DHL or LTL carrier rate calculations. Perhaps create a tiered structure. So orders between $100 and $200, it's $20 to ship. Between $200 and $500, it's $50 to ship. Or I can tie in real time into services like UPS, FedEx, USPS. We have done Purelator, although their interface is not that great, not that reliable, but we have done that, and we're looking at adding Canada Post. We can also set shipping restrictions, things like hazardous materials. In fact, one of Bass's clients that we're working with today, they have a requirement that there's certain products they sell that can only be shipped to customers in Quebec and Ontario. So there's a restriction in the shipping module where if someone attempts to order a product that has that restriction and ship it to, say, British Columbia, the software will not allow them to do that. So I'm going to just run an on-account transaction and write this order into AppPack. So what's happening is we create a record of the order inside the website just in case the connection between the web and AppPack is down. But now this order number 25 will be in AppPack order entry. So if I just flip over here, pull up order entry. There is the order that we just processed into AppPack. So that should be web 23. Let's go back and check. Oh, sorry, web 25. Advance forward. Let's go to the last one. So there's the order that we just brought in from the website. So it's real time, exactly the same as a keyed order, other than enter by internet. If it was a credit card payment, we write into either the description field or the reference field the credit card pre-authorization number, and then we add that information into the XM Payments module. Kind of in the interest of time, we can get into that one, get into the whole credit card payment a bit later on. But let me go back out to the website. Hey, you know what? I'll ship this actually. Ship all, create invoice, post. So within 60 seconds, if we look at the order status of this web order 25, it will show as shipped in the web store. So if we go back to my account, orders, so there's web 25. So within now 30 or 40 seconds, this will simply change to ship because I made that change in AppPack. So that's a little bit about the front end of the software for my demo site. I just thought I would show you a couple other things, some interesting integrations we've done. It's a client we have in Montana. It sells books and downloadable PDFs. But one interesting thing they sell is online training courses. So we'll see here, go into courses, book. Find one that has some dates on it. I guess I haven't got any. So anyway, for what we've done with this client is integrated to an online open source e-learning service called Moodle, where we can sell an online training course here and automatically authenticate the user into the Moodle system, where they can immediately start taking an online course. So it's a great way to take an order for an online course and have the order information flow into the Sage ERP 300 system, and in real time authenticate the user into the Moodle system. I also mentioned earlier on when I was going through the PowerPoint slides, an integration we have to Steelhouse. And I just thought I'd show you a little bit about Steelhouse. What they do is have a platform that profiles in real time shoppers that are either on or have been on a particular site. So we've built hooks into our XM Symphony software that talks to Steelhouse. So our customers log into their Steelhouse account, and then they can start building profiles of users. So for instance, they can say, I want to see users that have come from a social media, say Facebook, where they have abandoned my site at shipping, where they have looked at 10 page views. And over here, it starts building up a profile of those users and showing the conversion rate of those particular users. So what clients can then do is start building profile groups. And then using the promotions capability of our product, they can embed a promotion into a real-time offer that basically is a banner that floats across the page, which might be, if you purchase this particular product right now or today, we'll give you free shipping, or we'll give you 20% off. And that offer can be targeted specifically to that profile group with the idea of trying to increase the conversion rate. And we were working with a business in California that actually decided to move off of ACPAC because their business model was evolving. But when they were using the Steelhouse system, they were telling us that their sales increased about 70%. That's revenue, about 70%, because they were able to focus in on driving up the conversion rate. So we built this integration into our software. Any one of our clients can take advantage of it. And the way Steelhouse charges is a very small percentage for any transaction that their service was involved in. So that's the idea of using those real-time banners and promotions to kind of drive sales. So it's a very interesting system. They have probably now 300 million profiled users on their system. And on top of the real-time offers, they also have the largest display ad network on the internet. So they buy advertising time on CNET and CNN and YouTube and other popular sites, and they will then drive advertisements from our customer sites to those other websites, right down to product-specific advertisements. So if I've been profiled and I'm on CNET, they can pick me up and fire me an ad as I browse that other site and then drive me back to the web store to make a purchase. A very interesting kind of leading-edge internet marketing. They describe themselves as behavioral marketing, really profiling users. So I thought I'll just take a couple of minutes, because we're already at 45 minutes here, to go into administration, and then I can open it up for questions that you might have. So when a site administrator logs in, the first thing they're going to land on, if they have permissions, is a sales dashboard. So we can see public and dealer. And the reason we see this split out is under the covers of our product, there's two separate shopping carts. There's a public shopping cart and a B2B or dealer or private shopping cart. And we can track activity across both. We're actually just about finishing the ability to have, from a single integration to AppPack, multiple B2C shopping cart environments with unique URLs and unique look and feel and content, and multiple business-to-business sites as well. So single integration, 4 or 5 retail sites, they're all unique, 4 or 5 B2B sites, they're all unique, all driven off of a single integration to AppPack. So pretty interesting for a number of our clients. I mentioned to you that we focus on continual improvement and additions. So as we add new features to our product, the list grows. So for instance, over the past few months, we added the sales dashboard, and that's just the beginning of it. It will be enhanced over time. We have a gift voucher, gift certificate module we recently added, mobile site, and we've also recently redone our promotions management, and we're working with a couple clients on serialization as well, clients that sell things like software downloads, where they have to have a unique serial number tied to the download. And over here, things like supporting negative quantity in AppPack, create the back order documents if I don't have enough stock, other display features on the site. And again, this continues to just evolve and improve over time. From a user standpoint, we can create different user groups. So I can create multiple admins, sales managers, can be call center folks, sales reps. Sales reps are by default tied to only the customers that they're associated with an AppPack. Well, that can be changed. B2B customers with only a single ship to guests that can't order. And we have a completely separate user section for the public site as well. Come on. So when we do the integration, we pull items in from AppPack. Again, we can add multiple images. We can add a secondary description, and we can carry the secondary description all the way through the checkout process. This is pretty popular with our apparel clients, because here I can put in, a description of the size, description of the color in more detail than I can using inventory control. Here's where I can add all my metadata, descriptions, that type of thing for search engine optimization. Here we can see the filter values that we talked about earlier on the site, related products, and then included with the software is a, where's my, I got some content here. Here we go, is a HTML or WYSIWYG editor, and this is a very popular editor from a company called CK Editor. It's one of the most popular website editing tools, and we've embedded it anywhere somebody might want to manage or create content, such as, in this case, some descriptions. We can add links. We can add links to videos. We can add more images. We can link the PDF documents. Really, anything you can do with HTML, we can handle either at the item level, category level, in terms of content. We have a very simple to use category management tool. This is where I'm going to create my product categories. So I've just created 5 here. I can add multiple levels in terms of subcategories just by clicking a button and giving it a name. I can resort using those blue buttons here. And we have Excel tools that we can use to import and export information from the product categories. Really useful when I'm populating a website. Or if I want to, I can drag and drop, one or more items from the list of categories I have on the website. Just a little bit on our content management system. So the way our software works is when we build out the theme for a client, there'll be potentially a number of types of functions or modules that they might want to have within their template. So it might be, for instance, the item filters. So here's we manage the item filters. It might mean a custom registration form. It might mean a custom form. I don't think I have any custom forms, but it might mean a custom form. So yeah, community poll, contact us, type of thing. Other types of so a welcome page on the both the public and the B2B side, newsletters, image galleries. So as we work with a client, if there's a particular function required for their template we don't have, we just build it into the module if the thing gets activated. And then when we're setting up pages, just give you an example here. So if we go to, say, a product page, I can activate various features in various sections of the item page. And this is kind of dependent upon the theme or layout that that I have used for my particular site. So a very flexible way to kind of manage multiple different functions on different layouts. And I mentioned we have a number of different designs. So this is an example of a client of ours in Australia where they provided us a theme, and we built it on top of our product. This is another example of a Magento theme. In fact, we have, I think, 2 Bath clients using this specific theme today. Obviously, different colors and different branding, but this kind of layout. And just other examples. Here's the one that I'm using right now. So the idea is I can pick and choose from a number of built-in templates and just flip the colors, and away I go. Or we can simply add additional templates as required by customers. From a shipping standpoint, I mentioned we have integration to a number of services. It's U.S. and Canada, not U.S. only. Just to give you an idea, we go into USPS, and we can turn on or off many, many services depending upon what one of our clients might use. Or we can create our own zones and rates and schedules if I don't want to use the integrations to one of the shipping carriers. And finally, then I'm going to stop and then open up the questions, is we have the ability to also look at kind of transaction activity happening inside ACPAC. So this is all orders. So this one here, for instance, is an order that would have been keyed into the accounting system directly, and the rest are ones that we've done on demonstrations. But I can do same for invoices, and I can look at different types of invoices. I can look at shipments. If I have any quotes, I can look at quotes. Failed orders, if something went wrong with an order, then they get dropped into here. So if the connection with ACPAC is down, something wrong with an item set up in ACPAC, then the failed orders drop here. Our customers get an email. Our support team gets an email that a transaction failed, so we can jump on it right away and get it addressed. So Imran, can you maybe open up the lines, and if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Absolutely, Jim. Thanks. Even if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask Jim.
Or even, I'm just curious, any general feedback of what do you think of our approach? And it's always interesting to hear what people have to say.
Yeah, and no need to be shy. Actually, there weren't any clients that attended this event. Unfortunately, the ones that registered did not show up. So
Oh, okay.
Very much an internal, vast meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a quiet bunch.
Jim, this is just a question.
Yeah.
Or just existing clients?
Is that Roland? I can't hear you. Can you try again?
I'm just asking if there is a reason. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. If there is a reason that you don't offer the payment solution to all clients, to existing clients.
Oh, why we don't offer the payment solution to? We only offer it to clients that use the web store currently, and it comes down to just support. We've just felt for the time being there's some good options out there like PayTelephone and others that work really well for clients that just want credit card processing. So rather than kind of focusing on just that market, we've decided to, for the time being, work with or offer that product to clients with the web store. It's not to say that we won't change our mind down the road, and if there was a specific situation where it just made sense, for sure we would we'd offer that, but it's just not part of our core kind of focus right now.
Just another question. So the payment solution is just for credit cards, or can you process PayPal payments too?
The PayPal payments currently would be initiated from the website, but we can push a refund back to PayPal for someone who's processed a PayPal payment on the website. But we don't currently do a just inside XM Payments have a PayPal interface, because it doesn't really make sense, right? Because someone has to log into their PayPal account and push something in. So you really have to have a website to do that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Also, I think one of your clients wants PayPal for this is for Classique. They want PayPal for their B2B clients. And so we're going to get that. We offered them to do that now for a little bit of extra money because we're so busy. But probably in about 2 months, we'll be able to go back to them and say, look, we can get this all configured for you, and here you can use PayPal for your business clients.
Exactly.
Probably in the 8-month time frame, we'll get that for them.
Exactly. That's the reason I was asking. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey Jim, what's the major differentiator between XM and some competitors like
Sure.
Symphony that we're used to? And
yeah, the number one is well, there's a few. So cost, the one-time cost for our software and services to get up and running is going to be between a half and 1/3 of what the other companies like Symphony and North 49 would charge. So the upfront is quite a bit lower. We only offer our service in this kind of SaaS multi-tenanted environment, where even when North 49 to some degree is multi-tenanted, but the Symphony model is really unique instances of web stores. So the cost and work required to update them is higher than ours. So that's both from a client standpoint and internal. So that's a real advantage. We can go in and if I was to say add some new features, like a new release, it's 2 minutes, and those new features are on, and I can do a rollback in 2 minutes. So that's a big advantage as well. Their content management system with Symphony has more capabilities than ours does. They've got the ability to do permission publishing and all that kind of stuff. We haven't found that's a huge requirement in the clients that we've dealt with, so we've kind of built a simpler system that we own all the IP on. So there's pros and cons there, but it's less expensive for us to do that, to do our own content management system. So those are the really the primary differences. They both work, in terms of integrating to AppPack. But at the end of the day, I think the approach that we've taken is more cost-effective for most clients, especially if they can just go to templatemonster.com and there's like 10,000 templates to pick from.
Yeah.
And they cost $200, right? And it takes us between 3 and 6 days. So we generally charge about $6,000 to apply a template. So it's pretty inexpensive. So. And we would with Icinity, their focus is also then to have third-party designers or the client or maybe even you folks do a lot of design work.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do design work. That's why we either say use Template Monster or hire a designer, and then we'll just take those designs and apply it. It's too finicky, in our opinion, to get involved with design work. Like we've got a big project in Baltimore right now where they did hire a design firm and spent a lot of money, and they missed a whole bunch of things, so we're having to go back and redo it. So.
Jim, this is Ron speaking. I just quick question: do you plan to release a version of Xmoxygen as available as a not hosted but in-house?
No.
Is a Symphony version?
No. We're always going to stay hosted. It's at the end of the day, it's less expensive for everyone to be able to support and update a common infrastructure than trying to deploy a few hundred individual sites that are all going to be different. The support costs are much, much higher, and therefore the cost to customers are much, much higher. There's always going to be some clients that, for whatever reason, have to or want to have a web store in their network. We're just not going to service that market. We just made a conscious decision not to.
Exactly. Not talking about so much regular updates. We say if the clients choose to have it in-house, then the updates would have to be normal, time and material or custom project. But
Exactly.
there will be clients that say they want to have control over the code.
Yeah, and that's fine. And so we are staying away from that because our view is that if you open the code up, these are extremely complex systems. And if you open the code up to someone, they make some changes to it, right? And that person who made those changes decides they want to do something different, then supporting that is going to be a nightmare, in our view, down the road. So by controlling the core, but providing the tools that most clients seem to want, we avoid that potential issue down the road. Now, over time, we're probably going to open up the CSS a bit more to allow customers to build their own templates, but that's probably 2014 before we get there. Our focus in the next 6 months is, I want to launch multiple retail sites or multiple B2B sites off of a single integration to AppPack. We have a lot of demand for that. We have a lot of demand for, I just want an AR portal because I don't have inventory control and order entry, so we're building that out as well. And we're going to probably add another 5 or 6 different templates that people can pick and choose from to keep the cost down. And then we also will offer no-cost financing. So for instance, I can put in a site like we're looking at right here, and for no one-time cost up front, basically $1,000 a month for 3 years, and then $500 a month for the month 37 and on. So for clients that don't want to put out, $10,000, $20,000 up front, then we can do just to spread the cost over time, which is pretty attractive to some businesses.
Perfect, Jim.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any more questions? I think that's...
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Hopefully maybe in Ram we can revisit, and the timing is better to do target another customer-oriented webinar. Might be
absolutely, yeah.
But anyway, Roland and the rest of you, I do appreciate you listening in. Hopefully learned a few things about our product when you're out talking to your clients.
Thanks so much, Jim.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye for now.